warming up. It's warming up. Okay, come on. We're live. Come on. Richard, let's see those jazz hands. Get it going. There you go. Richard doing jazz hands. Pebbles is doing jazz beak. Claws. Talons, whatever Pebbles has. We've also got the Tyven show here. But
hello, everybody.
He's doing jazz hands in the nude. Just for anyone who's listening to this, you can't see Tyven's face today because he's working, but he's doing jazz hands and he's driving a truck in the snow in the nude. That's how you do it if you're a real man. We are live.
Go Commando.
Yes, we are live. This is episode 281 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast, coming to you live from the Strange Media Studios in Gainesville. It's cold all over America. Everybody's cold out there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, there's some snow. Yeah, it's cold. We're in Florida, so if it's 70 degrees, it's cold, Richard.
This is prime time for you guys to get out to the hacienda and do some shooting. It's beautiful weather. It's not 180% humidity all day long.
True. I actually, this is a great time to start doing shooting. I am ramping up my actual shooting videos and all that kind of stuff on the hacienda. We got to clean up out there. It's kind of messy. I think I need to have like a cleanup party out on the hacienda.
Oh, wait a minute. You got billy goats. What do you mean clean up? They eat anything and everything.
They don't eat shell casings.
Oh.
They don't eat steel.
I thought they ate tin cans.
No, they don't. Yeah, there's still cleanup that has to be done. The billy goats don't actually have opposable thumbs and pick up stuff. So
I thought it was goat poop that you had a problem with.
Nah, the goat poop's not a problem at all. That's fertilizer.
That's what gives all the extra pineapples flavoring, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So it is episode 281. As you could tell, I've got Richard Hughes here. I've got the Tyven show. We kind of had a cancellation here, so luckily these guys are on standby. There goes Pebbles. If you're watching, Pebbles is on Richard's shoulder as a good parrot would be. So we got that going on. And tonight's show is called Florida Problems Are Your Problems. Yes, that's right. You can laugh at us if you want to in Florida. I know we're a laughing stock because the elections are a problem again. Oh, that happened like 20-something years ago. We never fixed it. No one we elected in Florida ever fixed any of the election problems. So here we are again laughing at us. But guess what? Our problems are your problems.
Did you guys see the meme that's floating around with Big Bear or with Big Bird?
The meme? No. What's the meme?
It's a guy on the side of the road in a car, and Big Bird's hitchhiking. And the guy in the car asked Big Bird, "Where are you going?" He said, "I'm going to Florida to help him count."
It should be the count. It should be the count going. What's Big Bird doing it? See? So Big Bird, don't come here. You're not helping. Bring the count. And one ballot.
And two ballots. Oh, see, he had the laugh. Right there it is.
Yeah, so all this kind of craziness is going on in Florida. We're going to talk about that, other stuff going on in the news. I'm going to shout out everyone here in the chat. I'm going to remind everyone, please hit the thumbs up, share this, all that kind of stuff. We appreciate you guys doing that. And I'm
Can you tell them about the bell thing real quick? But I just found out.
Why don't you tell them about the bell thing?
YouTube changed some stuff on there. So when you go to Hank's channel or any of your favorite content creators, click the bell to get notifications. That's what everybody says. Well, if you click it once, you'll get random notifications. If you double tap the bell, you will get all notifications from your creator. So I double tap the Hank Strange Lifestyles of the Locked and Loaded channel. So I now get all notifications for all videos and all content that Hank now puts out. So make sure you guys tag that bell twice.
Right. So the lesson here is double tap it.
That's right.
Dual handle, double tap it, but be careful because YouTube is monkeying around. As lots of monkey business, as Walter likes to say, going on with the bell. I don't know how many times they're going to change this bell and mess around with it, but they're messing around with the bell. Oh my God! It just gets.
Oh, I have to ask, where is Walter tonight?
We gave Walter the night off because he worked all last week, and he worked most of this week. So I think he's coming on tomorrow. But
okay, well, shout out to Walter then.
Yeah, absolutely. So we gave him the night off. Let's see. let me go through here and do the shout outs if you guys don't mind. Richard, if I'm up at the top of the chat, so if anyone down in the bottom saying anything, let me know what's going on there. I'll just go through this. SoCal Gunner from California, he's first. Just like California was first with the communism, but the communism is now spreading across the country. It's infecting Florida, and that's the reason why I say Florida's problems are your problems. Remember, Florida is like the dingus of America. And if you're a dude and you have a dingus, you know the last thing you want happening to your dingus is it getting infected.
Yes.
Right. With Northerners.
Yeah. Now what it means is you got to have like a big, massive needle going through your dingus to sort you out, and it may come to that. It may come to that. So, yeah. Shout out to SoCal Gunner for being first. Christopher Williams is also here. Jade Grew Bricks, Psycho 316 as well. Kiaski, the Archangel is in here as well. Boss Hog says hello from Screwston, Texas.
Screwston, Texas. Where exactly in Texas is that?
It's somewhere around Houston, but it's the part of Houston where you get screwed.
Oh,
apparently. So there you go. Psycho 316 says thinking of doing a little video today of my Stevens Model 22410, as it is probably the gun in my collection that means the most to me. Don't know what to say though. Laugh out loud. So you know what? Just do the video, man. That's what I do. Start it real. Don't worry about what to say. It'll come to you.
Yeah, make sure you tag us all so we can see it.
Exactly. Just throw it up. Just say some stuff. Throw it up there. Say what you got to say. When you're tired of talking, you hit the pause button or the record button again and stop recording and upload that bad boy. That's how you do it. That's the first step. Right? You know, or you could be like Richard. Richard just records everything and just throws it up there and doesn't even put a title or a description on any of his damn. I'm just telling you right now, Richard, when I'm going through Instagram or whatever and there's no description in there, I'm not looking at it. Put a description in there. Don't be like Richard. Okay, we'll chastise Richard more. We're coming back to that. Michael Bender. By the way, Richard does have a video up. You want to show them real quick? Your just a little tease. This is a little tease of what Richard is going to be showing here. Boom! It's a Kel-Tec box. It's a Kel-Tec box. Oh, you're gonna want to know what's in there. Richard,
is that a flat earth arc brown box right there? Is that special?
Yes. Yes, it's a box. Yeah. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that here in a second. Okay, let's see who else we got. Michael Bender. We've also got, let's see, Vanessa Kitty, Chris Bolus, Dan. Dan is here, smashing the thumbs ups as well. We've got Armament and Axes, Black Sword Shinobi also in here. And let's see. Who else do we have? Rabbit 0317 as well. Trying to go through this as fast as I possibly can. Go ahead. What's up?
I want to give a big shout out to Vanessa Kitty. Not only she in every podcast that you do, she's always in the comments. She's always over in my live streams and T. Rice's live streams. And she's there. She is and Richard's live stream. She's there. She is one of the top, I'll say, 5 most loyal podcast commenters we have. So shout out to Vanessa Kitty. We appreciate you and watching everything.
Awesome.
And she's married, in case you're getting any ideas.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Richard's married too, but he's from Ohio, so that doesn't stop anything. You know. Polygamy has been legal in Ohio since 1972. Just so for anyone who knows.
I live in Ohio. I didn't know that.
Oh, I'm just making up stuff.
From New York, man.
Okay. Yes, big shout out to Vanessa Kitty because she's a down ass chick, you know, in a nice way, right?
Yes.
She's down. She's always there. Got everyone's back. Awesome. We appreciate that, Vanessa Kitty. Thanks so much for that. Let's see. Kiaski is also here. What's up? What's up, Tyven?
I apologize. I was dodging traffic.
Oh. Okay, this is why we're not seeing Tyven right now.
Yeah.
Tyven's drifting in the semi.
Yeah. If Tyven drives anywhere close to how his flow of consciousness is, that's some dangerous ass driving. There should be a big sign on that truck that says Tyven driving right now. Stay the hell back.
All you got to do is set the cruise at about 80. Pretend you're in New Jersey. Beep your horn, and people stay out of your way. And I'll make sure that you stay in the center lane. That way, you don't have to dodge traffic as hard as what you normally would have to.
Oh, okay. All right.
Now, that is not legal advice. I'm not a lawyer, so take it with 2 cents.
Yeah, you're not a truck driver either.
No, I'm a transportation relocation engineer.
Yeah, okay. Kioski says 63 degrees in lovely Clearwater, Florida. Okay. I didn't know Kioski was in Florida, but there you go. Let's see what else we got going on. Jason Scherer is here as well. Rob Avis. Let's see who else we got here. I'm trying to flip through, see who's new. Christopher Williams. We got Christopher Williams. We've got James Lawson. We've got Moo Butt. Mr. FNH, Jafari H as well, Richard Portella, Care Bear on the Holiday Road, CB, Ghost Tactical. Shout out to Ghost Tactical in the chat. Let's see who else we've got. We've got Bricks here as well, Enrique Q, Chris Osborne, the Armsmen also here, Peter Machuco here. Let's see, Scamp 900 here, Steve Dave is here as well. Flopping Garbage, Rob D also here, Kenny Van Cleve, Thorst is here, RTS guy. Vanessa Kitty says, "Oh, Tyven."
Aww.
Yeah, so there you go. Vanessa Kitty appreciating the love given and love received. There you go. Congratulations to you for that. Yeah. Gorillas and Guns also here. Let's see, Corey Williams here as well. I'm trying to go down and see if there's anyone new because this thing just...
Armament and Axis is in there. I just saw him.
Yeah, Armament and Axis definitely there. Definitely there. Let's see. David Serpa, Maximus 2012, says, "Smash those thumbs like a shitty carpenter."
Ooh, damn.
So there you go.
That's
Kenny Van Cleve wants to know is what is in the Keltec box. Is it a bullpup?
No.
No, it's no. Okay, SoCal Gunner says PMR 30 exclamation exclamation. So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and Vanessa Kitty says Richard is on the panel. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to keep Richard off the panel because he's just too handsome, and then when he's here on the panel with Pebbles like this, it's just too much.
Pebbles sleeping?
No, he's awake. He's wide awake. He's wide awake. But, this is just too much for people. There's women passing out all over America looking at this thing. It's like, the invasion of the Beatles all over again. So there you go. So there, I think I shouted out everyone. If I missed someone, let me know, and I'll definitely get back to shouting you out. Okay, so let's see. Let's go to you guys. How are you guys doing? Tyven, what's up with you? I can't remember the last time you were on the show and what you were up to. I'm sure you were causing some kind of kerfuffle and fighting with someone, but what's up with you?
I won't go into that, but overall, just ramping up. We had a bunch of stuff going on and dodging traffic. I was in my first snowstorm last night for the year, and we're on our way out to Kansas City now. But kind of slowed down on the gun stuff there because the wintertime's coming, but we're going to be hitting it hard and heavy there right around spring, so we're getting back into the gaming and stuff. Okay. So doing a lot of the pub mobile. But make sure you guys follow me there, and make sure you guys follow Hank there and subscribe to Hank's channel as well. Make sure you guys hit that notification button there. Oh, by the way, big shout out to Lola back there behind the scenes. Awesome woman.
Yes, thank you. On behalf of Lola, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yes, she's listening to us right now to make sure that she knows we're going to mess up, but whenever we mess up, she's going to make sure that she acknowledges that we messed up so she could talk to us about it later. So there you go. Did you have something else to say, Tyven?
No. Update on the story you guys was talking about the farmers who killed the other farmers.
Ooh.
You guys talking about that?
You mean the family, the one family? Yes.
Yes.
Last night, yes.
They work at my company. The father and son ran team here, and they run Ohio to L.A. to Seattle back to Ohio. Well, they were on their way to work, and they got him over on I-35 or Highway 35 over there when they busted him. So
did you know them?
I thought that they looked familiar, but I never really put two and two together. And then when I went into work, they were talking about this guy who did all this, and I was like, well, wait a minute. And then the guy, one of our other co-drivers showed me his picture, and I said, well, he runs out of this yard, doesn't he? He goes, yeah.
Wow.
So, but yeah, I'm not going to say company name or anything. I don't want to get the company involved in any of that stuff. But it's just amazing that you never know who you're working with. And it's like one of those things that hit home. You never know.
Yeah, and human beings just snap. I don't know what kind of person this guy was before he did all of this. He's obviously a horrible human being to get into something like this. But I don't know if that just snapped and happened overnight or came, just he was always like that. Who knows? But it's a terrible thing, man. It's a terrible thing that went down there, and nothing.
I guess it started all over a custody battle with one of the grandkids.
Yeah,
from what I heard.
Something like that. Yeah, it's a pretty disgusting.
Yes, it is.
Disgusting thing. So there you go. All right, let's switch over to Richard Hughes. Richard, what's up with you, man? I'm trying to think. Let's see. When were you? What were you on talking about the last time? I can't remember. You were.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I think you were talking about the shoot that Tyven was going to do the last time you were on, if I can remember correctly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, which unfortunately I wasn't able to make it to, but Tyven and I, we went over to the Iraq veteran shoot, which crazy, awesome fun.
Right. And
everybody was asking, where's Hank?
Both of you won stuff. Oh, people were asking for me? Really?
Yeah.
Actually, there were several people that was asking, "Where's Hank? Where's Hank?"
Okay. All right. What did you tell them?
I told everybody I was pushing you in my car, but you wouldn't come.
Okay. There you go. See, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yes.
That's what I could say to that. So, okay, you guys had a good time though, because it seems like both of you won stuff.
Yes, right? Actually.
Okay.
Go ahead, Richard.
Congratulations. So what did you win? I know Tyven won a Sky Pistol.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What did you win, Richard? Because I think you went to Kel-Tec today. You want to that was Pebbles. You always had Pebbles. You've had Pebbles for the last 40 years.
Just let everybody know that I got visitation rights on his prize. So we're going to have some more content come up. I want to give a big shout out to Eric and Chad out there and letting us come down the IV 88 shoot there. I know it's one too many eights, but it's a great event. If you ever get a chance to go to an event like that, by all means go. It's the people you meet, the honor, the respect of everybody that was there. Everybody was nice and polite. The companies that were there, I got a lot of knowledge and everything. And then Richard came up with us. I had Captain Obvious with me. And we all met right there for the first time, got to know each other, up front, close and personal. And we really enjoyed the day. Personal. And then they started, well, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then they started calling names for prizes.
Yeah. Did you guys initiate Richard to your, to your special organization? But Pirates of America.
Easy. That's the other Patrick issue.
I'm not even going there.
Okay, done deal. Understood.
I'm not even going there with you. I'm not taking sides. I'm not taking sides in that one.
I know you're not.
So let's let Richard tell this story. So Richard, you went up to IV 8888, the event there. How did you win this? How did you win this gun?
There was a raffle. They were just handing out raffle tickets. They were like, stick your hand in the jar, grab a raffle ticket, and at the end of it, they just called out names. And actually, first name they called, there was nobody there claiming it, so you had to be there to claim it. And then they called my name out. So I got to meet Chad. I got Chad from Kel-Tec, and Eric was there. And first off, everybody at Iraq Veteran was super nice. Just there wasn't a stinker in the bunch. Well, there was Tyven there, but everybody was super nice.
Yeah, we already know that. So yeah, we already know.
Easy.
So I want it, and what I asked is, I'm like, hey, I'm in the neighborhood. Let me just pick it up. And they're like, sure. And also, I get to take 4 people on a tour of Kel-Tec. So I'm thinking about doing that in January, towards the end of January. It's got to be on a Wednesday.
Oh, you didn't do the tour today?
No, I didn't do the tour today. I don't have enough time off yet. So I just started a new job in August. So I just want to get through the holidays with my days off. And so I'm thinking towards the end of January.
End of January, you're going to go on a tour. Are you inviting people? Because I'm guessing you need, what, 2, 3 more people?
4 more.
You need 4 more people? So
they said I can bring total group of 5. And they said the tour's a lot of fun. It takes 2 hours. It's on Wednesday, usually a Wednesday, starting at 10 o'clock. And they said they had a really fun tour for Halloween. That the guy that gave the tour dressed up as Deadpool.
Okay, nice, nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Cool. Yes. You guys, so if there's anyone out there that's interested, how do they get in touch with you to say, hey, I'm interested, I want one of those? I call dibs. Like, by the way, I call dibs on that CMR 30 that you have.
The one and the only, one of a kind.
Yes, you said that this is the only 10 one out there. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it is. It's the only factory flat dark earth.
Okay, so if anyone out there has a factory flat dark earth one, let us know, because Can
you lock it on Richard and have Richard do like a real slow-mo?
We want to verify that Richard has the unicorn of unicorns here.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So there you go.
So threaded barrel. And they said it does real good with the suppressor. It came with the sights, so flip up sights, and I'm knocking a hole in the wall. And I don't even know how this works yet, but apparently that's multi-position.
Right. Okay.
So you got and it's ambidextrous on the safety.
Yeah, the release for that is by the trigger guard, Richard.
What caliber?
So put your hand in the trigger guard. Like if your finger was straight out, you see you see the lever there. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Yeah. It's a very nice gun. I'm a huge fan of the CMR 30. I think it's very cool. I like the PMR 30, the pistol version of that. Really cool. 22 Magnum. If you guys haven't seen this, I've got a bunch of videos. I'm sure Richard will have some videos coming up soon.
So from here back, I guess it's the PMR 30, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the pistol part from here back.
Yeah, except for the stock, obviously, but yeah. Yeah, it's very cool. Have you had a chance to shoot it yet?
No, I just picked it up today, and I had to go back to work, and I was thinking about going to a range tonight. I'm in Orlando, so I've never been to a range in Orlando, so I was looking for something to go to.
Okay.
And and if you want to get a hold of me, go to flyingrich.com, click the contact, and just fill out the form there. So if you want to go on the tour, just let me know.
All right, very cool. And if you can't make it out here for the tour, I do have a factory tour video that's up on the YouTubes of the Kel-Tec factory. It's actually a pretty thorough tour for anyone that's interested in that. But that's not going to beat actually going with Richard. So, if you want to go with Richard, you've got time to hit him up on that one. What's that, Richard?
I have a quick question.
Sure.
I have a quick question. The Kel-Tec factory down there, how many different types of weapons do they make there? Do they make all of the brands and models down there, or are they only like specific models there? I'm not knowledgeable about their facility down there.
So they make everything. I know there's some rumors about Kel-Tec that people that don't really have any kind of idea what actually goes on there propagate those rumors, but the reality of it is that they make everything every day. So
awesome.
If you check out the video that I have, it's a pretty old video on my channel, but it's actually a big video, and it's like documentary length. I think it's right like at a couple of seconds under an hour long. So it's very thorough video. Even has George Kelgren in it. And if you look at that, the reason why I made that video is because even now there's distributors and people that run gun stores that say to me, Kel-Tec is a little tiny place and they only make one gun every day. And that's not true. They make everything that they sell every single day and ship those things every single day.
It's like 4 huge buildings. They got a whole big area there. and you're going building to building with stuff. And everybody is super nice at Kel-Tec. They actually have a retail store where you can get swag, get T-shirts, coffee mugs, stuff like that. I stopped in there a couple months back, just on the way up to Orlando, and that one RDB that's wood. They're like, yeah, here, check it out. I got pictures with it. I post on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
They're super nice. Everybody is just super nice there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think, and the thing about it is whether you're in Florida or not, you buy stuff from them, they fix it for life. So that's the thing.
Do they have a 100% warranty, butt stock and muzzle warranty then?
Yeah, as long as you don't destroy it deliberately, they do fix things that are going on with it. The whole Kel-Tec conversation is probably a good one. We could probably spend the whole show talking about it, but regardless of all the different things that are out there, they do stand behind what they make. I think that there's some things that work better than other things. Some things have inherent flaws in it, just like anything else out there. So, it's just the way that it goes with this stuff. But they do stand behind what they make, and they do make some very cool things. And they're more and more readily available nowadays. Like I remember a couple of years ago, it was very difficult to get a KSG. Nowadays, you can get a KSG for about, I don't know, somewhere between $650, $800. So
okay,
yeah. I think I've even seen the RDBs coming out more. I know Gun Prime has all of this stuff. So, Gun Prime is one of the companies that sponsors the podcast specifically. So if anyone out there is looking for Kel-Tec stuff, Gun Prime is probably a good place for you to find that.
Yeah, I actually went through the other day.
Okay, hold on. Tyven, what did you say?
I said I saw your advertisement on the screen right there. You got Franklin Armory right now.
Yes.
The other day you were on there, and you had on there, and I was like, okay, I want to go check this place out. I went on there and looked around. I was like, hey, I like this. This is a nice website. Very well organized. Prices are right there. It's nice and clean and easy to navigate.
Yes, and they're helping us actually keep the lights on and stuff like that here, so we appreciate it. Same thing with Franklin Armory that was on. They were on last week, I think. Yeah. So they also help us out. But okay, Richard, what was your question?
Where was I going? Oh, yeah, the RDB was like $709 last week on Gun Prime. That was freaking awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I should probably pull that up and see what we got on Gun Prime right now.
If I had a gun budget, that'd be like first pick.
Yeah, 'cause I was looking at the Kel-Tec the other day on there, and I was like, oh, good. They got some good prices on there.
Yeah. They've got lots of good prices. I think the other day we were talking about they've got a 380 Walther PK 380 right now. It's $299. That's pretty cool. Ooh. They've got the KSG for $648. They've got a Kel-Tec RDB for $709 right now. Ooh. So they always have some pretty good prices going on there. I definitely suggest you guys check them out. I know you don't have money all the time. When you do have money, check them out and see what's going on.
Black Friday is next week.
Yes. And actually, like next week, we're only going to do half of the week. But what we're going to do is, I think on Wednesday, Richard, you don't like that, huh? Yeah. But on Wednesday, we're going to talk about Black Friday sales. So the companies that we deal with and other companies out there, we're going to talk about all the Black Friday stuff that's going on. Like I think that Barnauls is starting their Black Friday stuff early. So here's the Kel-Tec stuff I see on here. I mentioned the RDB for $709, the CMR that Richard is holding up, not the Flat Dark Earth one. CMR, they've got it for $395.
Wow, that's like $200 cheaper than my local gun store.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. They've got the Kel-Tec RFB, which is the 308. I have one of those. I actually really like it. They've got that for $1,300. Those aren't cheap, and Kel-Tec does not make a lot of those, by the way. Let's see what else we got here. They've got the SU-16A for $579. They've got a Glock 17 sub 2000 for $349. Lots of good things. The Kel-Tec RDB-S, which is the one that is only for the people who drink. Yeah, that's the one if you drink your own pee.
That's the one I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's ridiculous.
It actually is cool. It is cool. It is a cool. It looks cool and all that, but it's the kind of like California style one. They've got that for $992. So Gun Prime has lots of cool stuff up there.
I'd like to see you get Franklin Armory and those guys on and talk about the new legislation that they're trying to propose and how that's going to affect them. I saw Mac did a video. Cody Boy did a video. Was it HR 1775?
I think it's 71. What is it? 7115. We were talking about 7115. We were talking about that yesterday. I haven't spoken to Franklin Armory about it. They were on, and they're always, see, the whole thing with Franklin Armory, quiet as it's kept, they are trying to come up with solutions for people who live in states where the states are trying to put walls in front of them in terms of the Second Amendment. So that's what they're always trying to do. They believe strongly in the Second Amendment. They're trying to help out people and come up with solutions. For example, Franklin Armory has the only California approved AR-15 pistol.
That's one you guys had last week on the podcast. He was talking about that.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sure they don't like it, just like the rest of us don't like it. This proposed law 7115 HR 7115, the 3D gun ban or whatever it is. Yeah, it's going to do a lot of stuff. It's pretty broad ranging in the language and all that kind of stuff. We are completely against it. We suggest everyone go out there and make lots of noise about it and push back on it. Don't let this even come close to being a law. It's going to effectively kill a huge part of the gun industry, including what I do, what you guys do, because it basically says you can't talk about this thing electronically. So just consider that for a second. Yeah. So by the way, SoCal Gunner says, I love my RDBC. So he's got the RDBC. There you go. He has one. He says he loves it. Very cool. Richard, you had a question you were going to ask before I go on to other stuff?
Oh, yeah. There was another company, and I hate to step on Franklin Armory because what they're doing is cool. There was a company that did an AR-15, but it had a pump action on it. So instead of you got to pull the charging handle like the Franklin Armory, they had a no gas system and just a pump action, like a pump action shotgun.
Yeah, I think there's some other things like that out there. What do you guys think about the pump action thing? Would you rather do the pump action or run the charging handle?
Boy, I think your arm is out there.
Any gun is better than no gun with California laws. As long as they still get options to buy stuff, it sucks that it has to come down to that. But if it makes something legal so the residents and our fellow 2A members out there can still have options to buy new and innovative things, by all means, as long as it's not a gimmick or, something like that, by all means, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, as long as you can do something, listen, do what you got to do, protect yourself. I think ultimately we need to push back against all this crap that exists out there. It's getting a little bit ridiculous. So, that's my feeling on it. If we keep accepting, like what we're doing is finding workarounds, and that's fine. I agree with that. I support that. But I think also we have to just start pushing back on all the crap that's going on out there. Otherwise, we're going to keep losing more and more of our freedoms. That's kind of like what I'm talking about here with Florida. When people think, hey, that just happened to Florida, I don't need to worry about it. Well, if you go back 2 years ago, Florida didn't need to worry about it.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's get into that, Richard. Lots of crazy stuff going on in the elections here. What do you know? How do you see it? You're also here in Florida.
Yeah, okay. So my normal residence is to the south in Palm Beach, and my wife and I are active in the Tea Party, and she was going down, was it Sunday morning, 7 a.m. to the supervisor elections in Palm Beach to, watch the recount as, somebody on the Republican side. And she asked one question of Susan Butcher, and she said, "You can't tell me what to do," and chased her out. So that woman's a little unhinged. But the the big thing is it looks like Gillum lost and that DeSantis won. That seems to be confirmed. It's looking like Rick Scott is going to be the winner, even though it's a narrower margin. But the thing that Matt Caldwell won election night, and
the Agriculture Commission job.
Yeah, right. and
that's the gentleman you had on here a while back, the agricultural guy. He's the one that lost, correct?
Yes, Matt. Well, he won. Matt Caldwell won, but somehow, mysteriously, these Democrats came up with some votes. It's a very narrow election. They came up with some votes, and now apparently he didn't win. But it's still not settled. It's still not settled out. We're fighting that out right now. Okay, go ahead.
So now Nikki Fried is basically the ag chairman, ag supervisor, agricultural commissioner.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is, while she can't change the rules, she can't change the laws, but she can slow walk. I got to tell the other part of the story. In Florida, the state police don't give us the carry permit. It's the ag commissioner gives us the carry permit. And that was for a couple of reasons. One of them, they're like, who needs money? It's the ag commissioner. They needed money. So they gave the CCW permit to them. Now, the problem with that is she can slow walk permits. She can, throw a monkey wrench in the works, basically. I didn't say monkey.
Is this the same girl that forgot the password down there and everybody didn't get their CCWs for a while? Is that the same department?
No.
No, that's a little bit different. Yeah.
Yeah, that person lost her job, but she was giving permits out, but even though she couldn't do a thorough background check. So that was a little nuts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this whole thing, what's happening here is if you have someone like this get into this position and they're clearly anti-gun, they're going to do every single thing they can to make it very difficult. Lots of people worrying about that right now here in Florida. From what I heard, there's lots of people scrambling, trying to get their CCWs before she actually takes that office. I don't think this whole thing's over. I know Matt Caldwell's actually suing and fighting it. There's investigations going on and all that kind of stuff here in the state of Florida. So it's not necessarily a done deal, but it's pretty close to a done deal. And Democrats will be happy to get whatever they can that they can get in there and run an insurgency on the Second Amendment here in Florida. And I think, I'm going to tell you, the people who I think are to blame for this the most are the people who have been running Florida for the last several years. We can at least go back 10 years and say these people have been running. We can go back 20 years, right? They've been running Florida. Scott's been running it. The Republicans have been controlling Florida, and they haven't done anything about the elections. All they've thought about in terms of corruption in the elections, all they've done so far as I can see is think about their next election. Oh, I'm governor. Now I want to be a senator. So that's why I think we're here. Go ahead, Richard.
I think Rick Scott. So here's the problem. Both Brenda Snipes and Susan Butcher are ladies of not white. They're not white ladies. So they're a double protected class. And I don't think Scott or anyone wanted to remove them, even though Brenda Snipes had multiple issues in the past, over the past.
And she had the judge rules against her. She's been charged, right?
Well, you know what it is? I've had this argument with my wife. There's no teeth in it. Nobody's saying, hey, you're going to spend the night in jail, the week in jail, or whatever if you don't comply. The judge orders something. There's no teeth in it.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works, how they suss this out. But basically, if you pour a bunch of votes into the box, they get counted, whether it's legal or not, wherever they came from.
They just get smacked on the hand for all the shenanigans they get up to. And then the rest of us have to live with it. And we're supposed to feel sorry for the Republicans here. We're supposed to feel sorry for Scott, sorry for Caldwell. I do, listen, I think Matt Caldwell is a cool guy. We had him on. I think he's a good guy. I think he was pro-gun and all that kind of stuff. But look, he supported Scott. Scott put gun control in effect here in Florida. The rest of the Republicans here in Florida, in my opinion, personally, are really no different than Democrats, to be honest with you, right? They allowed all this kind of stuff to go down. They didn't fight back or push back against corruption. What were they thinking? Were they thinking that Democrats wouldn't do anything that they could here to get at them? And then on top of that, they had so much time that they were like, oh, we're going to put gun control into effect. You had the school shooting, unfortunate, terrible thing happened here in Florida, and these guys just jumped on it, and all our heads were spinning. And here in Florida, where a couple of years ago, no one thought this would ever happen in Florida, now today we have some pretty aggressive gun control in effect in Florida.
I'd like to propose something that I would really like to see done. I would like to see the day of voting a state holiday or a federal holiday where everybody has the opportunity to go and vote. Right. I think that something so important as in voting, because it's your future that you're voting for. Regardless if you disagree or agree with what's on the table, you have the option to voice your opinion with a vote. I'd like to see state holidays for voting day or a federal holiday where everybody has a chance to go and express. This is to the foundation of our country, and it should be set forth as not like a holiday, but it would have to be recognized that in order to make it to go through all the houses and stuff.
Yeah, here's the thing. I think, look, that sounds noble and nice. You know, I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but the thing is, like, I don't take really any days off, even if I'm taking days off. So, and I still go vote. I think there's lots of ways for people in America to vote legally. I think we also have the technology that exists today that we can have fair elections. Okay, we can verify our election process. What we have to do is allow that to happen. And then we have to crack down on anyone who tries to mess around with it. That's not just for us because we're gun guys or we're conservatives or, you know, whatever it is. It's for everyone in America that, you know, today this corruption might go in your favor. Tomorrow it goes against it. We have to get rid of that. We have to make people's voices valid and verifiable. And that, to me, is more important than taking a day off. You can find ways to do it. You can vote by mail. You can early vote. You can go down there. You know, it should. You know what? It shouldn't even take. When there's people waiting on lines for hours, that's bullshit. We're in 2018.
They shut the power off or something, a couple of them, and people were standing around 3 and 4 hours to vote because the essentially unplugged.
Yeah, but it shouldn't even be that. So the whole question of having a holiday off for it, I think, look, go vote, get up early, go vote, or come into work late. Hey, I went to vote, right? You know, but...
Well, how about this? Create an app that you log into the DMV, and the day of the vote, you have to log on, verify that it's you by your phone number and an email with a picture and your signature that's predetermined when you get your license. So you're on record. That way everybody can just log on to the DMV website. They know it's you. They've got your driver's license ID, your social security number, a valid phone number, and a working email that's designated. It's 4 forms of identification right there. They can just log on to the state DMV website and they could vote right there.
I think the thing here. Here's the thing that I think that our politicians don't want to do anything about this. So we could sit here and we could just like come up with all kinds of shit, or I mean, it's not even shit. We've got good ideas, but they don't want to do this. Politicians don't want to fix anything. They want to create problems, right? They want to validate their existence by allowing problems to exist. We are voting in America like we were back in, 1776 or something.
So the problem is what politicians have said is there's no power in yes, there's power in no. Because if I deny something, then you have to be nice to me to get that thing. So if it's a building permit, right, whatever it may be. And that's the thing that I'm kind of pissed off. So let's go a little more national. They're saying, oh, after the midterm election, we'll do fill in the blank. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, F no. You know, you got the House, you got the Senate, you got the presidency. Write them bills, sign them bills, get them through. And none of that.
Yeah, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Crackbot
it's
says
like
we
Lucy
already
in the
have
football.
Yes, Crackbot says we already have the Real ID Act to verify the person is a citizen, as well things like passport. That's true, but not every state has put that into effect. Florida has, by the way. Florida has put that into effect. It is very difficult to get a driver's license in Florida. And the driver's license are actually pretty complicated if you've gotten one recently. But the rest of the country
especially
hasn't
with
gotten
commercial driver's licenses. Oh my God, the stuff I've got to do to go get my commercial driver's license.
Yeah. Well, but the rest of the country hasn't come on board because there's states that don't want to do it for lots of different reasons. Look, these guys want people who are here illegally to vote. They want people who are dead to be able to vote. There's all kinds of things. They want people who are felons. There's all kinds of weird stuff that's going on. They want everyone to vote because they feel like those people are going to vote for them. I don't care who it is that's going to vote. If you can legally vote in America, you should be able to vote, and your vote should count. It should be verifiable. We have the technology to do this. We've had it for a long time. The system, I've talked about this before, and Richard, you know more about this than I do, but the system that upholds Bitcoin can be used. Yeah, blockchain can be used to verify votes. Right there it exists, right? Where people can go online. It'll verify that you only voted one time. You can vote early. They can give you a window to vote. They can let you research everyone you're voting for, look those people up, look up the issues and all that kind of stuff, and vote. We could do it. It's like the easiest thing to actually do in the world. Okay.
Yeah, if we have blockchain, that'll definitely true the vote, and that'll basically sunlight is the best disinfectant. Everybody will be able to analyze the blockchain and see who's responsible, who did what vote, those kinds of things. You got to work out the anonymity part because I don't necessarily want, Tyven know who I voted for. I'm teasing. But that's the only issue I see with blockchain right now. But the ability that I can, see, my vote was counted, it was registered, and I voted for the people I wanted, that it counted exactly as I, entered the ballot.
Yeah.
They don't want to do it because then they can't skew the numbers on the votes. It's pay to play.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. And even I would go further. I think we should have almost like a Starship Troopers, Heimline kind of like rule here. If you don't go out there and actually serve and do your time, you could be a person, you could live in society and do whatever you want to do, but you should have to pay a price even for the ability to vote. But we're not getting any of that stuff because
citizenship is guaranteed if you serve.
Say that again.
Starship Troopers. I think the catchphrase was "citizenship is guaranteed."
Yes, absolutely. We should have something like that just to make people understand like why this is so important. And if you don't want to do it, if you don't give a shit about it, you don't care about it, then you consent to be ruled by the people who do care about it, because those people vote and those people serve in government and all that kind of stuff. But guess what? We're not going to get anything like that because the politicians are basically ruling us. They're enslaving us. It's a massive mental enslavement, and we're just going along for it. And the reason why the Second Amendment is so important in this, because these things are the only way that you can push back on these people's asses, right? This is how you go, no, guys, I'm not taking it anymore. So honestly, what they want to do is make sure that you don't have this, because it's more of us than them. There's not a big enough force. There's no there's no National Guard, Army, police force, or anything like that that's big enough to stop us as people if we decided to do something about it. Of course, me individually, you individually, they can absolutely do that, but,
Well, I think for the most part, we have the illusion of choice. We think we're choosing. We think we have a voice in the government. We think we're doing the right thing, and that's why we're all passive.
Yeah.
And I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not promoting any active anything, but we need to be more active in our politics. And it's a shame that in Florida, the vote is nearly 50-50 for these guys. We should be knocking it out of the park. I was at the gun show this weekend working the Tea Party booth, and there are a lot of angry people. And what we need to do is really mobilize and get people. So if you sit in front of Starbucks, the Democrats always do voter registration in front of Starbucks because they know they're going to get, Democrat voters there. we need to do voter registrations at gun shows everywhere we can where we know there's going to be Republicans. And we need, basically it's a numbers game, because nobody here, no gun guy in Florida was voting for a Democrat. It wasn't going to happen. And likewise, no liberal in Florida was going to vote for a Republican. And then it's the grab for the middle, which unfortunately my congressman, Brian Mast, who is EOD tech, he lost both legs. And when he was running the first time, he's like, I'll meet you at the range. I'm a gun guy. We'll go shooting together. I'll meet you at the range. What range you want? Like, no, it's okay, man. I don't have to meet you at the range. Now he doesn't even go on Mark Levin because he's making the grab for the middle, because Palm Beach is majority Democrat. Mm-hmm. So his district spans, Palm Beach County and Martin County, and it's more heavily Democrat than Republican. So he's going moderate, and he's all for a gas-operated ban on firearms. And I texted him last night. He hasn't gotten back to me. Not like we're text buddies, but I'm like, hey, where do you stand on this HR? What is it? 1117.
It's I believe it's 7115. Yeah. So Armament and Axis gave us $2 to say in the choice of voting for the less of two evils. I think that's true, but that's why we have. So either here's the options that we have in this whole thing. This is the same options we have in Florida as we have in the country. Here's what you could do. You could just give up and you can go, fuck it, I'm not going to vote. I don't want to, I don't want to vote or anything like that. Who cares what happens? And then, if you're a gun guy and that's the way that you feel about voting, then don't waste your money buying guns, because in the next couple of years, guns will be 100% illegal in America, and don't believe you're going to be grandfathered in. You won't be able to own it because you'll be a felon. So that's just going to be the reality of that. Now, obviously, we're saying, and I'm agreeing with you, that there's not a huge, massive difference between what Democrats are up to and what Republicans are up to. They're all lying to us. If you had Project Veritas, if you notice something, Project Veritas is going after the Democrats, right? But if they actually went after Republicans, they would show how those guys are full of shit too. They're just pandering to us. They're just saying that they believe what we're saying. As Richard said earlier, that when these guys had a super majority 2 years ago, and we kept saying, okay, when are you guys going to do this? They just kept saying, oh, just wait till the midterms. They just
we'll do it.
Yeah, they just try to pimp us down to the next election. So you have that problem. I think if we demanded a change in how this happens, if we demanded a change, if we demanded voting that was verifiable, okay, that the people who could legally vote in America, and you could verify that this person is a citizen, that they have the right to vote wherever they are, and that they vote one time, it's all doable. I'm not talking about anything that's impossible or pie in the sky or a pipe dream. It's all reality. It could be done. There's people who have already set up systems. Am I wrong, Richard?
Yeah, we're all talking about it. There's a lot of tech people involved in this. This came to prominence after the Allen West vote. So Allen West was my congressman prior, and all of a sudden Allen West was winning, and then they found a whole bunch of votes, and Allen West didn't want to contest it, but there was voting irregularities in that also, and nobody went to jail.
And here's the reason why I think, we're all worried about this. And I'm going to tell you, this is why they're going after everything electronically. This is why they're trying to shut down the YouTubers. If we had a real system, okay, this is why they're trying to shut down people like us on social media. Because if we had a real verifiable system, here's what would happen. This two-party system would disappear. And I'll tell you why. Because people could run their own campaigns. It's pretty much like
from their phone.
It's very close to what you have going on with Trump. The Republican Party did not really support Trump. Trump is an anarchist choice. Okay. Trump was out there making his own noise, making waves and stuff like that. He's got a massive Twitter account and all that kind of stuff. And he was talking to people himself. And what I'm saying is that there's going to be more of that. But this is not what they want. But if there's more of that, and then those people are able to get out there, do live shows, talk on their social media, and tell people from everywhere, from your local dog catcher, mayor, sheriff, and all that, all the way up to congressmen and senators and the president, people will just be able to say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna run for Senate. you know, and they could talk to their constituents and tell them and communicate with them, and then those people could vote for them, and then those people will be able to keep track of what they're doing. And if they lie to them and they don't keep up their promises, and they go, oh, wait till the midterms, when the midterms come around, there'll be someone else that's like, okay, listen, this guy lied to us, let's kick him out and move on. It will come closer to fixing this problem, and they don't want this. These guys want to lock us into this bullshit for the next 100 years. You know?
Trump's the prime example that it works, because look, he was all over Twitter before the, you know, all the elections and everything, and he's having fun. He's just trolling all of CNN and all those guys, and it comes natural to him, and he loves doing it. But social media and the access that people have today, just like my grandson, man, he's had a cell phone since he was able to hold one. Not like actually be able to call stuff, but, you know, have one in his hands and watch videos and learn and do the schooling and stuff. The kids today are all growing up and all this technology. It's going to become that basic, that simple, to where as long as you got connection to the internet, anybody can run. Everybody can run.
So Cyrus 308 says, Hank, don't forget Donald Trump said, take the guns first and worry about due process, and we'll take care of the bump stocks already. Talk. Yes, I agree with that. I am not saying that Donald Trump is on our side as gun guys. You guys hear me here. If you watch this show, you hear me having that conversation with Walter all the time. I'm not saying I don't support him either. I'm saying that we can't trust these guys. We can't leave this stuff up to them. We need to settle this once and for all. We need to, are there enough people in America that believe in the Second Amendment or not? And then what are we going to do, right? If we're not, let's figure it out. Let's verify it, and then let's figure out what we're going to do from there, from that point. But what I'm saying to you, that the ability, the tools, they exist to change this game. Nobody wants to change the game, because it benefits all of them. Trump doesn't want to change the game. None of the Republicans want to change the game. You know, Democrats don't want to change the game. Everyone that's in power right now, as gun guys, we're sitting here every day worrying about this, thinking like, what the hell is going to be next? What are they going to take from us next? And it's like, why do we have that? Everyone fell into complacency because Trump is the president. Everyone's, well, I don't have to think about it. Don't have to look at this. That's how we got here. Okay. But what I'm saying to you is, what we need is a better system. If we don't do that, at some point, we're going to come to real hard decisions. It's either we're going to give up our guns or we're going to fight. And that's it. That's like the direction that we're headed in. But before we get there, I would, you know, if we had these things, that's what I'm trying to tell you. If we could actually get this, then we can change things. But are we going to get it? I don't know. I don't think that it behooves the Republican Party to do it, because here's what happens to Republicans. Here's what happens to Democrats under like an actual fair voting system in America or in the world. The money disappears. They're not in charge of the money anymore. Okay. It's what's happening in the world right now when it comes to marketing and advertising. Have you guys noticed that people don't look at TV anymore? People look at YouTube. They look at social media. Right. We still buy stuff, but it's not in the hands of those guys. It's in the hands of everyone now. Right.
It's more decentralized. Like when you grew up in New York City, there were 3 stations. You know, it was ABC, CBS, and NBC, and maybe Pix 11. And that's where they spent the money. They got all the ad money from the people running for elections. Now you're running elections on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I've seen ads all over. And unfortunately, a buddy of mine ran for the Libertarian ticket, governor of New York, and he lost. But he ran a good campaign, and he ran it with just a little bit of money and a lot of social media. So it's possible. And like you're saying, I think the call to action, 1, register everybody you know, and 2, people like you and me got to go out there and run for office, because that's the only thing that's going to change it.
Yeah, the problem is that but in their system, in this current system that exists, it's a two-party system. That's what we're up against, right? I voted for independent people in this election that just went by. Everyone tries to do it. I don't believe that people should just not vote. I don't believe in that. I think you should vote. You should take control of it. So our options are either take over the Republican Party or the Democratic Party, Take over one of those two parties or create our own thing. Our own thing is not as viable as people think it is because there's just not enough there. All the money is in the Democratic Party and the Republican Party.
Right. In New York, when you went to the voting booth, did you vote in New York? Were you old enough?
No. The first time I voted was in New Jersey.
Yeah, there's like 30 different parties. There was the rent is too high party. There's all sorts of. I met that guy.
Yeah. But, I remember that stuff. I didn't get my citizenship until 2003, so that's the first time I voted. Yeah.
So when everybody talks about a third party, there's many third parties, and it's unfortunate. And I think the biggest third party is probably the Libertarian Party, and I agree a lot with what they talk about, what their principles are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kenny Van Cleve says, I think Trump is a third party all by himself. I agree with that. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, Trump is moving on his own. He's not moving with the Republicans. He's not moving with the Democrats. He's kind of in the middle. That's what makes him dangerous. If he feels like he wants to get as a man who's ego driven, which we all are, right? If he wants to get some love and he can make a deal and take away this gun thing from us or whatever, he's going to fucking do that, man. You're going to wake up one morning and it's going to be like, oh yeah, the bump stock thing, they're pretty close on that one. I think there was like a false alarm that went out there about the bump stock ban nationally, right? And then that got pulled back because they're still looking at it, thinking of it. It's not a law. It's not signed in or anything like that. But, we can wake up and that one's in effect. Yes, we have it in Florida. That it exists in other states. It shouldn't. There's a thing called the Second Amendment. Everyone's ignoring that. So the options here. Go ahead.
And the slick MF politicians. April 15th, Tea Party had a rally, and Rick Roth was there. And my wife was like at him for 30 minutes. Couldn't get a word in edgewise. He couldn't, that is. And he's like, oh, we're already rolling that back. We're going to make amendments to it. We're going to repeal that. So my wife texted him just recently. She's like, hey, how's repealing the bump stock going? No answer.
Nobody's doing it. Yeah, Gunfather
they give you all the lip service. Sorry.
Yeah, looks like we lost Tyven here. We'll probably get him back. He probably went into dead spot or something like that. Gunfather says problem with the Libertarian Party is most of the party who run as libertarians are not really libertarians. That's true.
I'm back.
Yeah. Hey, Tyven, what's up? Yeah.
Hi.
Jafari 8 says Jonathan a tactical toolbox. Okay, he says Tactical Toolbox is trying to do something involving subconscious manipulation with his new videos to get people comfortable seeing firearms again. That's interesting.
So the Archangel, why can't I say it? Archangel says, since when does state laws supersede federal laws? So here's the issue. This is the states are like the landowners who hired a landscaper to mow the lawn and trim the hedges. That's what the Constitution is. The Constitution is designed to limit the federal government to external activities of foreign trade and negotiations, those kinds of things. Technically, the federal government does not supersede the states. That's kind of like the landscaper telling you how to build your house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I always thought that federal law always superseded any state, local, or city laws.
That's how it's been kind of implemented over time.
Yeah, but the feds have to be able to roll in. They have to be able to roll in and do something about that. So let's say California says, hey, guess what? Weed, 100% legal for recreation, medicinal purposes, whatever the hell you want to do with it. And the federal government's like, no, I don't think so. Are they willing to roll some soldiers down there and enforce that? Because if they're not,
I think that would supersede an uprest in society in that area. That's why they don't enforce all the drug laws out there.
Do you know where ultimately the law resides in our brains? Right. This is where it ultimately resides. It resides in our brains. It's this imaginary thing. It's just like money. It's an imaginary thing that we all created so that we can live together in a polite society. That's what it is. There's lots of people who are out there like, I don't care about the laws. I'm going to kill people. I'm going to rape people. I'm going to take that person's property. I don't give a shit about the laws. There's lots of people who are out there saying that and doing that.
Okay? And they believe it.
Yeah, that's what they believe. It's all here. It's all here. The only thing that you have to stop that person, if you disagree with them, is your ability to fight that person, to fight back in that moment. And so overall, the laws inside of a state that they try to impose on the people of that state comes down ultimately to the people. If there's one person or few people out there saying, hey, this is crazy, we got to stop this, then those people, and those people are surrounded by people who don't care, you know, or who believe the opposite, then those people are in trouble. And that's the thing. That's really what we're dealing with here. That's why all of this is going in the opposite direction, because when we have rallies and stuff like that here in Florida and around the country, a couple hundred gun guys show up, maybe 1,000, and then something else happens and all the media is going to be there and everybody wants to get on TV and look cool. And then it's a couple, you know, tens of thousands of people or hundreds of thousands of people to show up for that shit. Not enough people really care about freedom. People are giving up their responsibility when it comes to freedom just because life is so fucking easy for everyone.
That's why I disagree about them not teaching the Constitution and all that stuff in schools. The kids have lost the grip of honor and respect for, you know, your fellow citizen. You know, you don't ever see citizens arrest anymore. It's, well, I'm going to call the cops.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Listen, this is a problem that's happening. Most people, I think, right now are just getting it too easy. I think earlier when I was talking about what happened in, you know, in Starship Troopers, someone, I think it was Psycho 316 said that then we're just going to have a bunch of SJWs in the army. No, we're not. Like if you look at the movie was made by some communists and they try to turn things around. Even though ultimately, if you look at that movie, whatever they were trying to prove, they actually disproved it in the movie if you look into it deeply enough. The reality of what Heinlein wrote is that if you go into the military and you have to serve and you have to take this risk, you're going to take it seriously. It's not a joke. You know, yep. And then you're going to take your responsibilities from then on seriously because you had to pay, you had to risk, you had to take the ultimate risk for that. And if you survive that, now you're going to feel responsible, just like if you worked really hard to build your business, to buy your home and have your possessions, you're not going to fucking give that, you're going to fight for those, right? Because you worked hard for them, because life was tough for you to build this and get there. I think the problem that we're having today in life, I'm not saying everyone, okay, but we have too many people in the world that things are just too easy. They're just born, they just fall through the world, they just get things, they feel entitled, and people should be giving them things and doing things for them. And therefore, like, there's not as many people upset or mad about these things or as passionate as we are. Well, there's just not people that care the way that we care, and that's what we're going up against.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Ohio did not pass the red flag laws. It was shot down today. With that, and they had that CBS story about those police officers went in and tried to take that guy's guns and ended up killing him. Yeah, that's just straight out murder. But my question is, if an officer takes the oath and they've worked hard to get to the position that they're at, and they see this stupid law that they're trying to enforce, that's one thing they teach you in the Army. If you feel that your order is unlawful, you don't have to follow that order. So my question is when those officers got those orders to go to that guy's house and seize his guns, didn't they see that's an unlawful order? That's against the norm. That's against our laws and our Constitution. Why didn't somebody stand up on the low end? You know, crap rolls downhill. If you're the bottom person at the ladder and you're getting all the crap, why didn't somebody stand up and say, hey, morally, honorably, and respectfully, this is wrong, I'm not going to do it. Well, all those people in the police force are following orders. They don't question authority.
I don't think that those police officers saw it that way. That's why
I'll guarantee you they didn't.
No, they're doing what they're told to do. And I'll tell you what about federal employees. I know a little bit about this from the FAA. anybody that's in a government job, all they want to do is get to their 30-year retirement without effing up. That's pretty much it. So whether these people just don't know the Constitution or just don't want to have anything to do with supporting it,
don't want the responsibility.
Right.
Most people are living in the frickin' matrix. Most individuals out there, it's like what I said yesterday. What happens if the president announces that there's aliens, they're our overlords? Most people, including those police officers, are just going to get up. They're just going to get up tomorrow and go to work. That's like what most people are going to do. The people right around you, people in your family, your friends, they're just going to get up and go to work like it's an everyday regular thing, man. Even what I'm saying sounds absolutely insane to them. They're like, what the hell are you talking about? That's not going to happen. But that shit happens every day. Real crazy things happen every day. And in America, we don't go, oh, shit. Some of us do. Some of us see that and everyone thinks we're just crazy. You know, but most people don't see it that way. I think ultimately we're kind of like in the minority. That's what's happening here. We're in the minority of people, those of us who think this way. The majority of people are really soft in the head, and they don't see all of this happening. They just want to live in the matrix. They just want to be a battery. You know, they just want to be like sheep led to the slaughter. It doesn't really, if they live a long life and is happy and everything is there for them and they've got their stuff, then they're fine. But then there's people like us. So what do we do at that point? Do we go like take over a state somewhere? You know, that's what you got to ask yourself. Maybe that's what we have to do.
Well,
the day you stop and question authority is the day wisdom starts.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, if Florida goes blue, if Texas goes blue, there's no hope for this country anymore. And that's the problem. And in Florida, so we had 12 amendments, and 11 of them passed, and one of them was to let felons vote. And guess who felons vote for when they're released? They vote for Democrats because they're easier on the felons. They don't vote Republican.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they're doing their damnedest to turn Florida red.
Yeah. You have to ask yourself, I think, how much do you really believe in this? Is your shit really real? Are you really for real about it? That's what you have to ask myself. I ask myself that every day. I have to tell you guys that. I ask myself that every day. I'm thinking, man, I'm like fighting an uphill battle here, you know? I believe in this thing. I really do. I'm passionate about it. It's like, it's me. It's who I really am. So I'm here every day fighting. All the energy that I pour into this, I could pour that into some other thing and do a lot better and make a lot more money and be more popular or whatever. Just be awesome and ball out every single day. But I'm here fighting this thing that most people in the world hate me for fighting it. And, you know, like we're on YouTube and it's every single thing on YouTube's constantly against what I'm doing and what guys like myself are doing. And there's other people out there making this choice. But this is the thing that everyone has to ask themselves. Do you really believe in it? Because if you really believe in it, you're going to be in the minority. That's the reality that we're facing here. We think, oh no, everyone should believe what I believe in. It's so logical. It makes so much sense. And it actually doesn't. It doesn't make sense to people and they don't believe it. So ultimately we have to ask ourselves, if like we're the warriors, what are we going to do about that? Are we actually just going to go gather somewhere and start taking over shit? You know, and then like, hey, we're here. You leave us alone. We won't come mess with you. And then maybe if we feel like it, we get big enough. We're like, you know, we're running out of room. Let's take that state. You know, because at that point, those people are just going to be pushovers. And you could probably just roll up in there and take over that state. And they'll just go, they'll just roll over like your dog and comply. The thing is if you're not that person, you have to ask yourself, what the hell are you going to do about it?
Yep. Well, just so you know, Hank, everybody appreciate what you do. We all honor you and respect you for what you're doing. You do have a big voice and helping us stand up and getting everybody knowledge and all that. Just so you know, a lot of us respect you for that.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Obviously, that's why I keep doing it. I mean, if I thought I was just out here just talking to no one, I wouldn't do it at all. But that's why I do it. I just think that
there are some people that do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think so. But I think that we're in the minority and we have to get used to that concept that we're in the minority of people because life is so easy. It's so easy now. If you think about it, you're not working. Look, everyone here, you guys are doing stuff right now. I'm doing stuff. Everyone, we're going all the time. But if you think about it, none of us are working as hard as our parents worked.
No, not at all.
Yeah. And if you think about
my
it,
dad always worked 2 jobs.
Yeah. Now compare yourself to what your grandfather did. I mean, think about his time. You know,
not only that, the hard work, but the luxuries or the amount of luxuries that we have.
Yeah.
You know, they slept on hay beds. You know, we've got Sealy Posturepedic now. You know, life's easy, life's comfortable.
Yeah, they could just pull this little thing out of their pocket and go, no, what's the weather going to be today? They didn't have that.
A pocket full of dimes.
Yeah, they didn't have that. They didn't have that they could like order some food, you know, oh, I'm hungry. Oh, let me just order some food. And some dude drives up and gives you the food. They had to go out there. Like I remember my dad when he came to visit me on the hacienda, and he was like, son, when we were kids, you know, if you saw that bird sitting right there or that squirrel in your tree, we just got a rock, you know, and we would throw it at that thing. Yeah, we would knock that thing out, you know, take it, cut it up, cook that thing up, man. That was food. If we didn't do that, we didn't eat. You know, but here we are in a very short space of time. We're already soft. And when I say we, I mean me and you. We're already soft. And our children are getting softer, right? So how long does this last? They're going to win with time. They're going to win with time because there's less and less and less of us.
I hear you, Hank, but I think it'll come to the point to where you can only push somebody for so long. You can only take so much away from people before they're done. I'm not going to say like a civil war, but there'll be a point to where it'll be a breaking point, and people will say that's enough. And I think, I don't agree with Trump and everything that he stands for and what he says, but I think that's why he got elected, because a lot of the people just was so fed up with all the BS that, hey, enough's enough. Maybe this guy will make a change. Some of the things he's done's been good. I don't agree with some of the stuff that he's done, but I think it was an eye-opener for the Democrats and that whole group to say, hey, well, wait a minute. We need to back up a little bit. They are starting to resist. We need to regroup, recalibrate, and get it at a different angle. And you have to keep your eyes open to see that.
Yeah, I think that's why I said that I think that Trump is the anarchy president. You know, lots of people, the reason why he's president and not Hillary, because that's the one thing, people are not that batshit crazy in America yet. Maybe soon. But in America, when we had our elections 2 years ago, people were like, no fucking way. There were Democrats that said no way. There were Republicans that said no way. There were independents that said no way. And Trump was the anarchy vote. Trump that was like, we know what we're going to get with Hillary. And what we're going to get with him, we don't really know. It's a little bit crazy. And we'll just rock and roll with it. And that's how we're here in the position. I'm not saying it's all bad, right? Nothing's all bad. Nothing's all good. It's what we make out of it. The thing is that, like, you know, I agree with you. I think that people, it's going to come to a point where, you know, either people are going to get so mad that they're going to go, yeah, forget this. This can't happen anymore. Look, we're going to see that before we see it in America. We're going to see it in Europe. Okay. If we're not already seeing it, there's people in Europe that are sick and tired of what's going on.
Especially with all the language laws over there. There's a lot of people's like, what? This has gone too far.
Yeah,
you know, they don't have the freedom of speech over there. It's gone too far, and they're starting to speak up.
Yeah, go ahead, Richard. You were talking about Brexit that never happened. It's supposed to happen.
Yeah, they're slow walking Brexit, and basically, Theresa May just had the Brexit exit rewritten a little bit, so it's exactly the same, but they say they're not doing these things anymore, and they're going to be paying more to the EU to leave. So that's not flying. So basically, she sabotaged the Brexit process. And that's historically what they've been doing in the EU. If somebody doesn't like what's going on or they vote against it, they just ignore it and do whatever they want. You know, the EU.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do here.
Yeah, the EU is an unelected body. There's, you know, you might vote. You have the appearance of some sort of democracy in Europe if you're a member of the EU. You vote for politicians within your country, but they have nothing to do with the EU that actually controls everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but at some point, there's enough people in England that at some point there, maybe, I'm not saying it's going to 100% that it's going to happen, but we may see it. There's going to be people that this is just too much. There's at some point people either say this is crazy, this is slavery, or they go on with it for a long time. This is the thing. The question is, like, how much are people going to take before they break? Right?
Well, I think that's even down to big organizations like we were talking right before the podcast. With all the stuff that's going on with their Prop 13 over there, Google just said, fine, we're not even going to mess with it. They shut down all those videos that you can't see in Spain now. They shut that whole country off. We're not even going to deal with it. We're done.
Yeah, and maybe Spain has to get their act together. If the people of Spain, you know, accept that, then they accept that. But if the people of Spain are like, we got to stop this, then they could do something about it. It's the same. This is the thing for human beings. We can get to a point where we're like, hey, we're not going to do this, but we can't do it alone. That's the whole thing, right?
Yep.
It's the whole thing. If you have a single stick or single broomstick or whatever, no matter how strong that thing is, you could break that. But if you've got a bunch of those all together, standing together, it's way more difficult to break it. And the more of them that you have to stand together, the more difficult that is. That could go either way. That could go either way in a lot of countries. This is probably how Europe brought itself into World War II back in the day, in our grandfather's time. Yep. Right? This is how they made that happen. So the question is that going to happen today, or are people too pacified? The people have so much stuff that they're like, look, if I could just get up every day and get my stuff, then I'm fine. I'm not going to be mad about it.
I think there's a problem of anonymity. And I don't mean anonymity like somebody's anonymous. I mean that nobody knows where Barack Obama lives. You can't go to his house and yell and scream at him. Although down here at Mar-a-Lago, when the president's in town, they're outside. It's not that I'm advocating pitchforks and torches, but that mentality is that these people need to be held accountable. Like my guy, Brian Mast, if he comes to the Tea Party, we need to mob him and say, hey, what the heck? What about, you know, semi-automatics? You got to back away from that. We need to show him that we're not going to vote for him. Now, as far as we carried it out is we voted there. He was primaried and we voted for his opponent in the primary. But in the general, we don't want a Democrat, so we voted for him.
Yeah. I think that's what we have to do. I think we have to hold ourselves responsible. I think we can't just vote for Republicans here in Florida and then just feel sorry for Republicans and say, oh, poor you, these Democrats are terrible. What we should say to them is, dude, where the hell were you? What did you do about this corruption in Florida when you were in? I could tell you, Rick Scott, for one person, he is responsible for a lot of this.
Oh, yeah.
Where the hell was he?
Absolutely.
You know, absolutely. We have to ask these guys, where were they? Go ahead.
Talk about the
interviews.
Talk about the bus you were talking about with the Democrats that got shipped in.
So let's see. Saturday, got a call. You know, the Tea Party group in Palm Beach here. They called up, and you know, a couple of phone calls, a text go around. Say, hey, we're going to meet here. Bring whatever signs you got and flags. So we're in front of the supervisor of elections on Saturday, and there's not even a dozen of us. There's barely any of us. But there's a whole busload of Democrats with all sorts of signs. Oh, they had Trump helium baby balloons, the Trump baby that was in England. I thought it was cute.
Yeah, you should have got a couple of those.
Yeah, they were nasty.
Just go over there and take it from them. They believe in socialism. And go like, this is not your Trump baby anymore. This is my Trump baby now.
You need to share with us Republicans.
Yeah.
So they had one guy on a bullhorn, you know, young guy yelling F Trump, and Telemundo and a couple of, you know, TV stations were there. Well, one of our guys walks over there because it was shady, and they start asking him, hey, how much an hour are you getting paid? He said, I'm getting $25 an hour. He's lying. They're all getting paid to come down and protest, and they have, you know, everything organized. And that's the other thing is where, you know, hey, we're working, we're doing whatever. There are a whole bunch of weekends. I wasn't even in the same state, so I couldn't do this stuff. But they're finding people they can pay to show up. And I've actually done this. I've gone out there and I've interviewed people in, the Democrats demonstrating at events, at conservative events, and they don't know what to say. If you start asking them questions, they don't know why they're there or what they're doing. Like the person in charge tells them, don't say anything. Meanwhile, the second you walk away, they'll start yelling F Trump or something, but you put a camera in their face and ask them questions, they can't answer anything. They just shut up.
That's borderline voter intimidation, too. That's like unlawful. If it's paid, right? If they're paid.
Yeah, but here's the problem. So on the opposite side of that, no one's doing anything about it. There's no one out there saying, let's organize an opposite reaction to that. There's no one. And listen, I'm not saying you have to get paid. You don't have to get paid for it. But the problem is we're trying to be all honorable and whatever, and there's no one putting money into this. In the gun industry, for example, most people are quiet. There's a lot of people sitting on the fences waiting to see what happens, and they're not putting their money where their mouth is. And they're the ones that are going to turn around, very shortly here, and they won't be able to make what they're making, but they're not fighting back. They're not putting any money into this, and the people on the other side are willing to do it. That's how they got all these congressional seats, right? Bloomberg just dropped money into a bunch of states.
Well, there are two problems with that. One problem was we had 43 Republicans retire in the House. And I kind of say F you to all of them, because they're retiring because they got term limited out of their committee chairmanships, and they just didn't want to be a regular member of Congress. Or they got a job on Fox News. So there's a lot of people like Jason Chaffetz. I mean, if I saw him in the street, I probably wouldn't do anything, but I'd think about it.
The thing is that, hey, you know what? They honestly shouldn't be there. We either have to be able to organize and fight this politically with money, or we have to be able to fight this in other ways. The other way is the last choice that any of us want to make. So we have to be able to fight this somehow. And this is the way. They don't control this. They don't have control of this. Obviously YouTube owns this and this place owns it or whatever. But we're the ones that it's us. It's us saying, no, we have a voice. We know what it is now. It doesn't matter what laws you make. We're not giving up that voice. That is how I think we can change this. Maybe not right now, but we can change it by going, you know what? We're not following the Republican Party anymore, just as they're saying it. Maybe we take it over and we don't let these people that are no different from Democrats run the party and make choices, because that's what's happening here in Florida. Republicans are now like, oh, there's so much corruption, the Democrats in Florida, and there's Republicans in Florida. They have nothing to do with it. Haven't they been running the party? Haven't they been holding the major political offices? Haven't they been in power all this time in Florida? What the hell were their asses doing? Yeah, they weren't doing anything. They weren't doing anything. This all worked for them. They were all fine with that. And then what most of us are going to do, like, oh no, the poor Republicans, they're getting cheated. They didn't do anything. Well, the thing is,
if you see Rick Scott interviewed about this Snipes and Busher, he just changes the subject. He never answers, how come you didn't remove them from office? You had the ability to remove them from office years past when they were doing things wrong. He just changes the subject, doesn't answer the question.
Yeah, and she got promoted. She's getting $180,000 a year.
Yeah.
For working like 2 weeks a year.
All they had to do was open investigations. You got evidence that this person was doing something wrong. Lock their asses up. Make it hurt. Make people realize, no corruption in Florida anymore. But these guys didn't do that. They just thought about running for the next political office. They just thought like, oh, what's your strategy? Oh, we're going to tell them if they don't vote for us, then they're going to be in worse trouble. We'll tell them, oh, wait till the midterms. That was their strategy. That's what we're dealing with. So the reality of it, I could sit here and tell you guys, oh, just keep supporting Republicans. I became a Republican. Okay, I'm in the Republican Party. What we could do is take over the party, okay, or figure out ways to run our own parties, but it's not easy. It's not going to be easy, right? Lots of people have tried to do it. So that's the thing. Yep. Okay, listen, Lola says we got to switch over, go to some other stuff. Let's go to some guns.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, we're an hour and a half in. We've only had one gun porn.
Yeah, let's go to some gun stuff. Who's got? Okay, okay. What do you have? Well, obviously, obviously, Tyven, you don't have anything to show. So let's show some stuff here. You know what I want to talk about
this weekend.
Oh, okay, cool. What is that?
It's the little brother to that.
Oh, okay.
So I got the LCP2.
Cool.
And I usually carry that, the LC9S.
Yeah. I bet you didn't tell those guys over at Kel-Tec about that.
But I bought the clone of their gun?
Yeah. Don't let, just a top tip, when you go back over there and you're talking to Chad, don't let Chad see that LCP2. Kel-Tec's not going to be too happy about that. You know what's really crazy? Yeah, Kel-Tec got ripped off. Ruger ripped off the LCP from Kel-Tec.
Wait. Who didn't Ruger rip off?
Absolutely. But guess what? Then Ruger upgraded the LCP to the LCP2 and made it better. And Kel-Tec hasn't upgraded their P3AT. So, yeah, it is what it is there. So that's cool. Have you shot that yet, Richard?
Nah. I got it on Sunday.
Show it to us again. Show it to us again. Let's see.
How much did you get for that, Richard?
I got a nice deal at the gun show. It was $240. You know, after tax and whatever, it was like $270 or so. But
is that green?
It's nice. No, it's black. Wow, it's my
okay. Look green on my screen. That's why I was asking. It's that reflection off your computer.
Yeah, that's all the ganja smoke in the truck. Clear up some of that. Clear up some of that ganja smoke. I'm just messing with you. So, okay, so here's the thing. Let's go to optics here. So I haven't talked about Primary Arms optic in a while, and we have a new Primary Arms optic in here that's out.
Ooh.
So it is the 3 to 18 by 50. And it is
take it out of the box. Take it out of the box. Let's see it.
ACSS HUD DMR 308, first focal plane. And this is like for your long distance shooting. And I put up a link there. This is like, here, hold on. Let me pull this up. Let me pull this up real quick before I show you guys this. Wait, hold on.
So that'll go on my Safety Harbor 50 upper?
Yes. When you get one of those, when they're legal.
Oh, so it is 50 cal rated.
No, I don't know if it's 50 cal. It's 308 rated. So,
okay.
So the 3 to 18 by 50 first focal plane illuminated rifle scope. Punches far outside of its weight class at 3 times magnification. This is, I'm reading this stuff. Features first focal plane reticle that is true at every magnification. Partial reticle illumination of the horseshoe and chevron is daylight bright. ACSS HUD DMR, so it's self-ranging, all that kind of cool stuff. I'm going to go into it here right now. Take it out of the, I opened up the box. It smells brand new. Smells brand new.
I call dibs.
Yeah. And let me lock it here on this thing so I can show you guys. So here
does it smell like Cosmoline?
Yeah, it does. It has like a weird smell that see, there you go.
Is this going to go on the AR-15 you and Walter are building for the giveaway, or is this a promotional thing you're doing?
No, it's not going on the AR-15. No, this just came in and we're testing it. So I'm going to put this on a 308, maybe a 6.5 Grendel or something like that we're going to do. I mean, this is something that you would use if you're shooting like out to 500, 600, 1,000 yards kind of a deal. So, you know, I think I don't know if I can actually show you guys. I don't think I could. You guys are not going to see the reticle on there no matter what I do. But it's actually, you know what? Here's the easy way. What am I thinking?
Put your light behind the rear scope of it, and it'll light it up and then point it toward the camera.
No, actually, I'll just show it to you on the box. That's the easy way.
Oh, okay.
So there we go. There's the reticle. Boom.
Sweet.
So it's self-ranging. So, and if you've got a walking target and all that kind of stuff, and this is the self-ranging here, and this is the
doesn't look too busy
windage and stuff like that. Yeah, these ACSS reticles are really easy to use once you figure out how to do it. We've had Dimitri from Primary Arms on here talking about it. And by the way, I put up a link. If you guys follow that link, and we've got a bunch of links for Primary Arms. You can always ask Lola or myself about it. You get free shipping. Plus, you get your choice of mount.
With it. Nice.
Yeah. So if for anyone who's interested in that, and
That
I'll
30
throw
millimeter ring.
yeah, I'll throw this on the gun, and I will. And there's 6 reticle illumination settings, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I will put this on a gun and test it, and let you guys know. So.
Yeah, by the way, I saw your video about you going to the Hacienda. I put it on there. I said, "Wow, Hank never got over 5 miles an hour driving in the backyard."
Yeah, I was joking. Yeah, it was a long trip. It was a long trip. You know, I had to stop and get gas. Did you see that part where I stopped and get gas?
Yeah.
No, you didn't see that?
Uh-huh.
So there we go. So that's that. Let's see, Richard, what else? What do you got?
What do I got?
Yeah. I got something else if you don't have something else.
5.7 pistol.
Oh, nice.
Jealous.
Wait. And the 30-round magazine.
Can you back it up just a little bit, Richard? Get a full view of it. Back up a little bit. There you go.
Very cool. Very cool.
How many rounds?
Well, that's 30 mag.
Yeah.
30? Okay.
And the regular mag's 20.
Yeah.
Has that got a beveled pistol grip on it for easy load?
Nah, it's just pretty standard.
Okay. I like that.
But you got 20 rounds. You got to reload quick.
Yeah. So who has? Let us know if you have the 5.7 pistol out there. I had a 5.7 pistol. I had a PS90. Both awesome. You know, I wound up selling them so I can get other guns to make videos and all that crazy stuff that you have to do when you're making YouTube videos. So
yeah,
I regret
that. That's why I bring them
out
out whenever I know Hank's around. I bring out my 5.7 PS90 just to like, oh Hank, look at this.
Yeah, he just wants me to be jealous.
Hey.
Just, you know, because he's evil. He's evil. So
okay, R8, so I'm jealous.
Yeah, well, you know, can't have it all. Well, actually, you can't. You can have it all if you want. If you're willing to work until you drop dead, you can have it all. Okay, so here, by the way, Palmetto State Armory 300 Blackout pistol. That's what this is right here. We got this in recently also for testing. Show it to you.
What's
guys
the length
here.
of barrel?
7.5 inches. 300 Blackout, 1/8 twist. It's got M-LOK 9-inch M-LOK handguard here. It's $549.99 from Palmetto State.
Wow. QD points on it.
Yeah. Yep. So you know,
you got rear QDs.
In the pistol right here.
Oh, okay.
In the I guess this is like, it says Palmetto State on it, if you could see right there, but I'm assuming this is made by SB Tactical or something like that. And this is one of the adjustable joints, right? That you just pull up and move it like that back. For some reason, it's going to tie in, but there you go. So that's adjustable. It's got a Magpul. This is a Magpul grip on it. Comes with a metal magazine. You know, 300 Blackout. I would try to put, like, whenever I get 300 Blackout, you want to put something here so you can remember that you're putting a completely different round into it. So we're going to test this. And then, yeah, then it has this muzzle device on it. I'm trying to remember what it's called right now. Here, let me pull it up. This is...
I'd like to have that in a
410. Yeah. It's got a single stage enhanced polished trigger. Adjustable pistol brace. Let's see. Fluted flush can. The muzzle device. That's what it's called. A fluted flush see it right there? Yeah, let me lock it on it right here. Boom. There it goes. So
nice.
And then you can see that goes back in here. I think that's removable. It should be removable, because I would put a suppressor on this bad boy.
How much does it weigh?
Let me see. I would have to pull that up. I haven't weighed it. Let's see.
I know a lot of people's going to ask that question. What's it weigh? Short as it is. I'm going to say 5.5.
Okay, I don't know. The weight is not on here that I could see it right now. So I have no idea unless I put it up on a scale, which I don't have a scale right here. So there you go. It's not heavy. It's not heavy. So
what's the trigger pull on it? What do you think the trigger poundage is? Is that factory trigger or Geisy trigger in it, or what'd you get?
Polished. It's a regular trigger, but it's polished, enhanced, polished trigger. Let me see. If I take the safety off, there we go.
Best guess on the poundage?
I mean, I think it's in the 5 range or whatever, you know.
Okay.
It's no big deal. I don't super care about that, you know. I just like 300 blackout, and I like it suppressed. I like to be able to throw a suppressor on that bad boy. So I'll put an optic on this, probably put a suppressor on it at some point, but we'll shoot this up and have a good old time with that. So look forward. That's one of the videos we got to do here. What's up? You
got a price tag on it. What's the price on that?
It's $549.
Oh, not bad.
This is not the price tag.
Oh, okay.
It's just a serial number. It just came in. So that's just a serial number that's on it for some reason. But you guys, if you're watching this, you know I'm a fan of 300 blackout. That is also 300 blackout. This is the Leonidas integral suppressed. This is a lightweight build that I did. So this is obviously aluminum, the handguard, but we've got polymer upper and lower here. You know, we've got the KES stock on the back of it, and that's a titanium integral suppressor that's in this bad boy right here from Liberty Suppressors. I can't remember the weight. You guys want to know the weight? I don't have the thing here to weigh it right now, but it's not heavy.
That dust cover on there, is that plastic as well, or is that stamp?
No, this is aluminum.
Okay.
There you go. So the
I like the red accent.
These parts are from GunTech. So the red accented parts that you see up here, charging handle, dust cover, pistol grip, you know, mag release and all that, that's from GunTech.
Is that a aluminum anodized hand grip on there, or is that polymer as well?
No, that's aluminum also. It's just skeletonized.
Okay.
So see that, just to, you know, take out some of the weight of it. And I think, you know, the red accent makes it look good, like the red and the gray and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to be doing some stuff with that. Do you either one of you have, you know, 300 blackout?
Oh, yeah.
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
Yeah, I just have one 300 blackout.
I'm just now getting into the long range stuff. I'm wanting to go out distances. I've got Thunder Valley Precision about 45 minutes north of me, and they can go out to a mile there. I just got my 6.5 from HM Defense, and I'm really looking forward to maybe buying my very first bolt gun, and a large caliber. I got a 22 that's a bolt gun, but I'd like to get me like a 338 Lapula or a 408 bolt gun. Now, I do have the 50 cal from Safety Harbor Firearms. That thing is just awesome. I mean, we sat
we're all jealous of you.
50.
You're the last person on the face of the planet Earth to get a 50 cal.
Oh, I've had it for a while. But, you know, I sat and I shot 60 rounds out of that 50, dude, before I started hurting. Just the way that he designed it with the muzzle brace and everything. It doesn't kick that much. Yeah, it doesn't kick as bad. My 30-30 kicks harder than Walther's 50 cal. But, you know, I'm looking for something a little bit smaller of a caliber, and I'm wanting to get into the long range stuff. I'm wanting to go out to a mile.
Yeah, a little bit cheaper than $5 around. Vanessa Kitty wants to know if an integrally suppressed barrel requires a tack step. For the suppressor part of it, yes, but because it's integrally, you know, it's all connected to the barrel. So this is a 16-inch barrel, so you don't have to get an SBR stamp for it. Of course, you have to get the suppressor stamp. So.
Is that weld fixed on, or is that a separate?
Yeah, it's integral. It's like it's welded.
All one unit. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't hear any more about that muzzle loader that was out there a year or so ago that was supposed to be 50 state legal. Yeah, with the suppressor on there. Well, muffler or silence harmonic reducer, whatever you want to call it. But you don't see that in the news anymore.
Because I mean, you know, like that's just, I think they're still out there. I've seen people have them, you know, I believe they can just literally ship that to your house. So I don't have one. You know, I have seen one, I have shot it, I have video of it and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not against it. You know, black powder, integrally suppressed and all that. So, you know, the way everything's going here, man, they're going to reduce us down to that, and then they'll take that away. So, Rob D wants to know, did Walther get bad news back from the ATF over it? No, I mean, the whole thing with the ATF and Walther has not been solved yet. Right now, he's waiting for a decision, so there's no answer on that. So,
right. Armory and Axis, I seen your comment. I'll get with you later, bud. Armory and Axis has got the 50 cal right now. They were making some videos with it.
Yeah, Florida Gun says fluted flush can sounds fancier. Okay.
What was it called?
Let me see. I'm gonna pull it up again. What was it I read there? Yeah, I think they called it a fluted flush can, right? Let me see.
Fluted flush can.
Fluty flakes.
Fluted flash can. Fluted flash can. That's on this. So that's this thing right there. Fluted. See, it's fluted, and it's a flash suppressor, I guess, on there. So it's cool. It looks cool. I think it makes it look cool. If you're not putting a suppressor on it, it makes it look cool. I'm not 100% sure if you can remove it. I'm going to take off the handguard and see. It looks like I could probably remove it, you know, put a wrench on there and take it off and then thread a suppressor on. I don't think that's pinned on there. This is technically a pistol, so there's no length issues or anything like that. But, you know, I'm looking forward to actually shooting this. I think it's going to be fun. I enjoy shooting. I like 300 blackout just because it's great when you suppress it, nice and quiet, good home.
Yeah, subsonic suppressed.
Yeah.
Well, what's the cost of the rounds for a 300? I've never bought a 300 blackout round.
We'll have to pull it up here. Depends. By the way,
10% off using Hank at Fort Scott Munitions. Get 10% off using Hank's promo code.
Yes, Hank 10. If you go to Fort Scott, they make hunting rounds. They make some real high end stuff, some really good stuff. Let's see. Can one of us, Richard? Can you pull up like what's the average 300 black? Let me see. 300 black ammo. What's your average prices on that? I know it's getting better because it's just more common.
So yes, I actually went into Walmart and there was stacks and stacks of 22s on the shelf.
Yeah,
first time I'd seen more than 1,000 rounds on the shelf at Walmart.
Yeah, Richard says he sees like 30 cents a round. You know, you can go up, huh?
40 is the low end.
40 the low end. Yeah, I see the high end could be $1.44. Depends on what it's for, right? You know, subsonic if you're looking at subsonic and all that kind of stuff. So it's not super cheap, but I think that it's I think it's good for home defense and stuff like that. Really good being suppressed.
200 grain subsonic, 41 cents a round, and that's on AmmoSeek.
Mm-hmm. Chris Bullis says about 50 cents. So there you go. Armament and Axis says tactical.
There you go.
Yeah, Vanessa Katie says everyone start reloading.
I was going to ask you, Hank. We never see slings on your guns that you show on the podcast. Are you a sling guy? Do you like slings?
Yeah,
do you prefer nylon, roped, or leather, or what?
I have slings. I'm looking around to see if I have I probably have a sling right here. I like slings. I don't use them in videos just because they get in the way and they make me look more fat. So anything that makes me look more fat in a video is not gonna, you know, I gotta try to reduce the fat content digitally. So,
Andrew's Custom Leather does some slings and stuff.
Andrew's Custom Leather, they don't do slings.
I thought they did. Well, not like a sling on a rifle, but they do the
there's a sling right
harnesses where you keep your pistols and stuff.
Yeah, but he doesn't do anything for AR-15s. I think if you've really got your rifle set up for you to like go training with it or leave your home and do something with it, you should have a sling. So I've got all kinds of different slings, like Savvy Sniper slings. I've got adjustable ones, you know, all kinds of different slings. I absolutely do, yeah. And I use it most when I'm training. So.
Okay. Was that a paracord sling you just showed?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name because I got this from someone and, you know, I'm going to be doing some testing of it, but the name is leaving me right now. But yes, it is. It's paracord. I apologize to who it is. It's just like, actually, I know that American Gun Chick knows this company. It's the It's the same guy that they've done some stuff with him. And this one's actually made for big dudes. So I'm gonna be doing some stuff with that. But I just can't remember the name of it right now. So, and we definitely don't have enough time to look it up. I didn't intend to.
I just had to ask because never really see you have a sling on there during the podcast with your guns. I just didn't know. Yeah. I had to ask.
Well, all of that gets in the way, I think, when you're talking about them and all that. So, but that's why I like the QDs. See, so like this has QDs on it. There you go. That's why QDs are important. When Richard Hughes, when he does his tour, he's going to find out from Keltec why they don't believe in putting QDs in modern rifles, because apparently, it's not a thing. So we'll find out about that.
When I picked this up, they're like, "Oh yeah, and you got a sling mount right here." It got
this is what they believe in. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm like just trying to keep a straight face.
Yeah, they're way back in the day, man. Like, come on now. Throw a QD point on there. Look, this thing has a QD point. It has multiple QD points on it. All over. What the hell? Hey, what is wrong with these people?
This rail here, you could have put a QD on.
Yeah. They don't even design their things where you can easily okay, it doesn't have it, but we made it M-lock so you could just slide one up in there.
Right.
Now, what about that one you just did with the pistol polymer uppers that you did with the folding stock, the collapsible 9 Glock? Does that have mounts on it too?
So here we go. So you're talking about the Viper.
Viper, thank you.
Yeah, from Full Conceal and CAA Roney. So the answer to that is no, but it does. You can.
Wait, on the bottom.
Oh, hey, actually, yeah, I'm wrong. Yeah, there it goes. There's a QD. Boom. What? It has a QD. Oh my God. It must be from the alien future of the world.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go. So it does have a QD point on it there. So, man, why would they do that? That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm being sarcastic. Pretty much like if you see something and it doesn't have a QD point on it, you have to ask yourself, like, what is wrong with these people? Why wouldn't they put a QD point on that thing?
Hey, I got a question. Walter's got an AR-15 lower. Is he doing an upper also?
He may have uppers. I know he's doing lowers, and they're like, he said they're $80. I know that's a little bit expensive compared to lowers, but I collect lowers. So Safety Harbor, he didn't make a lot of lowers. You might, if you want to support Walter and you want to get a rare lower that you could be like, hey, this is a Safety Harbor lowers. There's not a lot of those out there. Then get you a Safety Harbor lower. It's $80. You can get in touch with him. Here goes the Full Conceal folding pistol, by the way. Glock 19. Boom. There it goes.
So is it as gimmicky as what it looks like? Is it? I seen you sitting there and you stuffed it in your pocket and you whipped it out and slung it real quick and it was ready to go and everything. I've seen a lot of stuff on it and there's a lot of people making fun of it. Is it actually practical?
I think it is practical, and I'll tell you why I think it's practical. Because of this. You see, in this configuration, a gun in this configuration, and right here, I'm using a 21-round magazine, right? So, and you're folding this. Now this can go in places where this can't go. That's why it's practical to me. Now, would I walk around with this Glock 19 with 21 rounds in it in my pocket? Probably not. I might, under certain circumstances, do that. But here's what I would do, and I don't have a small bag to show you. I've got a video coming out on this where you guys will see it. But in this configuration, it makes it easier for me to hide this in something that does not look like a gun pouch, right? And I can have it
like a backpack if you're hunting, hiking, camping, or whatever.
Exactly. I could put it in the glove box of my car, under the armrest or something like that.
Or the fanny pack.
Yeah, but you could put your gun there too. The thing is when it's folded like this, it can't fire. It has to come to this point. Like, it doesn't have to be all the way close to fire. And just for anyone who doesn't believe me, we've got snap caps in there, because we do believe in safety. But so the thing is that when it comes back here to that point, it won't fire until it hits that spot right there. Right? Then you can fire.
Okay.
So that's the thing. That's the thing about it that is important to me. Here, I'm going to put a round in there. because they stay when you're messing around with this. So I just put a snap cap in there, right? So, and it's chambered. So back here, see, once you do this, hold on, let me lock it in here. So when you're doing this, do you notice that that trigger is folding, collapsing? So, so here, let's put this. So we're going to make this fit in here with it. Okay, so right now that's not going to do anything. So as I'm unfolding it, somewhere around here where you're clearing, because it needs to go back and see the little dingus on it or whatever, right? So now once you get back to that, you can fire, okay? So if you have it folded here, I'll show you. You know, it needs to get all the way back there. So it's, let's say it's not fully folded, but you got it back here. So it hasn't, this hasn't closed up, and you have a round in the chamber. If you're like in a rush trying to do something, that first round will go off, right? And then you can do what you have to do. Now, the thing about it is that when it's folded, it's not going to do anything. So if you've got it somewhere there in your car, whoever puts their hand on it has to do that first before they can do something with it. So that might have a purpose or a use to someone out there. I don't think it's for everyone. I don't think every gun is for everyone.
I have to ask about the roll pin in the trigger. Is that a roll pin, or is that just a pin with a collar round locking horseshoe on there to keep that pin in? That to me seems to be the wear point.
The roll pin in the trigger?
Yeah, where it comes down and then you got a pin and it goes back underneath the trigger to the handle. It's silver right there. Yeah. Is that a regular like pin right there?
So are you talking about these pins that you see here?
No, down at the bottom of the finger trigger.
Okay.
At the bottom.
Okay. At
it's
the bottom. Right here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, you're talking, this is the trigger. So this is the trigger guard.
Okay,
yeah,
at the bottom of the trigger guard. Is that like a regular pin, a roll pin, or?
It has, it looks like it's screwed in there. So I'm sure it looks like it's removable. But okay. I mean, that's what we're doing. We're testing. That's what we're doing. We're testing it. I've already put about, at this point, I think I've put close to 400 rounds through it. I am going to torture test this. So we're messing around with it to see what happens. You know, other than the folding mechanism in this, it works like a Glock. So, you know, I think the thing is, if you want something like this, you're thinking to yourself, hey, I want to have this Glock or something like it. They're going to do a Glock 43 version of this, which I probably would carry in my pocket. But you want to have something, you want to have it folded away in a place where people won't realize what it is. And then if you need it as a backup or whatever, you can go to it. So
now I understand it's a folding Glock, but would it still fit in a normal Glock case if you didn't want to fold it and you wanted to holster it? Will it fit in a normal holster? Or,
no,
or is
because
the trigger guard too big?
Yeah, because of the trigger guard, it's a completely different thing. I think they're making holsters for it. So they have a couple of different holsters that they're making for it. So that video, I just need to, you know.
I just want to know my options.
Yeah, absolutely. That video, I just need to edit it and then I'll put that video out. That's specifically on that. The video on the Viper is up and out there for people to look at it and make their decisions. What I'm trying to do, I'm not trying to make anyone buy anything, I'm trying to let people take a look at it. And the folks who are interested in it can look at it and say, hey, I'm not going to buy that, or I am going to buy it. And then the people who love to hate can have some information to use for your hateration.
Okay. I appreciate the info. Thank you.
Yeah.
I saw your comment, Richard. Nice. Move on.
Yeah. What was that? What is that all about here?
Move on.
Okay. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Vanessa Kitty says we cannot have weapons in cars that others have access to, and no placing in a glove box or center console either. Well, you could do that in Florida. Well, I guess you could do it up to now. We'll probably get that law sometime soon. So silly.
There you go.
So silly. All right. So listen, we should probably wrap it up around here because we're approaching the 9 o'clock hour.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let's get into that situation here. Tyven, what's going on with you? What do you want the people to know about? Where do you want them to follow you, etc.?
Yep, you can get me on YouTube, The Tyven Show, Instagram, HC Tyven, Facebook is Tyven TV. Winter is approaching, and we're kind of backing off a little bit of the gun stuff and getting back into the gaming aspect of everything till spring hits. Other than that, we've got some big things coming up for next year, so all I can do is say stand by, stand clear, make sure you subscribe, like, share, and all that. And follow, because we got some interesting things coming up next year. We just started all the preliminary stuff and getting all of our resources aligned up. We got something really awesome coming around next year. So just stand by. I appreciate everybody that helped out, following, watches all the live streams and everything. So thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Thanks for coming on also, Tyven.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Richard Hughes, how can the people follow you?
FlyingRich.com. You can contact me and see all my social media there. It's all aggregated on that one page. And I just want to say a couple of cool videos. Hank, I liked actually your premiere video. I like that video of you over at Barnauls.
Oh, okay.
And Babyface, that I didn't realize how cool that shoot and move was. If I knew it was like that, yeah, I would have found the money and gone out for that. That looked like a lot of fun.
It was, and we're trying to get the my friend Chris that runs Shoot and Move to come on and talk to you guys. Maybe we'll get.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah, we'll get him to come on here and have a chit chat with you guys. But yes, it is an interesting place, and you know, maybe I don't know if we'll ever be able to get a deal like that again. I'll tell you guys that right now. So
yeah,
Babyface looked like he had a blast.
He did. He had a great time. Yeah, and he was on here talking about it. So. Thanks, Richard, for coming on. Richard's on Instagram, and Richard is going to make sure that he puts descriptions in every single Instagram picture and video that he puts up there.
And he's got 3 spots available to go for the tour, so make sure you go over to FlyingRich.com.
4 spots. 4
spots. Okay.
4 spots, because they're allowing 5 people, so 4 spots.
Yep.
I'm giving Richard a hard time, you know, so. But that's because I love him and I want his Instagram to grow. So if you're on Instagram, go to Flying Rich and follow. Right?
It's Flying Rich
Good
Official.
Deal.
Yes, Flying Rich Official, because it's the official Flying Rich, because there's apparently some other Flying Rich out there.
Damn right.
Yeah, so we got to talk to that guy. You got to have make him an offer he can't refuse.
He doesn't
There
even
you go.
post.
Yeah. He doesn't post?
Good deal.
Tell him to surrender it. Tell them to surrender it. So anyway, there you go. I want to thank these guys for coming on. I really do appreciate it. They're good guys. I hope you guys go out and follow the Tyven Show. Follow Flying Rich on all the different social medias that they're on. They're always here in the chat, supporting us, talking, answering questions, creating trouble and havoc whenever they can, possibly. Sometimes trolling, sometimes trolling. Sometimes Tyven is blocking people and banning people.
No, never done that.
So anyway, I really appreciate you guys coming on. We'll be back tomorrow on Friday, and we'll see you guys then. We're out of here.
Peace. Thanks, Lola. Thanks, Hank. Thanks, Richard. Y'all have a